The history of California is a story of transformation, opportunity, and challenge, marked by periods of great change and innovation. Its journey from a land inhabited by indigenous peoples to becoming the most populous and economically powerful state in the United States reflects centuries of exploration, colonization, migration, and industrial development. Long before Europeans arrived, California was home to a diverse range of indigenous communities. Archaeological evidence shows that Native Americans inhabited the region for over 13,000 years, with more than 100 distinct tribal groups flourishing in various parts of what is now California. Among these were the Chumash, Miwok, Ohlone, and Yokuts, each living in different regions of the state. From the coastline to the forests, and from mountains to valleys, indigenous Californians developed complex societies that were closely tied to the land. These communities were diverse in language and culture, living in villages that were largely self-sufficient, practicing hunting, gathering, fishing, and early forms of agriculture. European exploration of California began in the mid-16th century when the Spanish navigator Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo first sighted the coast in 1542. Cabrillo's expedition marked the first European contact with California, though it would be more than 2 centuries before Spain established a significant presence in the region. The Spanish colonial government began building missions in the late 18th century, seeking to convert indigenous people to Christianity and expand Spain's influence in the Americas. Under the leadership of Father Junipero Serra, Spain founded 21 missions along California's coast from San Diego to San Francisco, beginning in 1769. These missions became centers of religious, agricultural, and cultural life. However, the arrival of the Spanish had devastating consequences for California's indigenous population. Many Native Americans were forced into labor at the missions, and the introduction of European diseases led to a sharp decline in their numbers. California's status changed in 1821 when Mexico gained its independence from Spain, and the territory became part of the new Mexican Republic. The mission system was gradually dismantled during the Mexican era, and large land grants called ranchos were distributed to settlers. These ranchos became the backbone of California's economy, with cattle ranching as the primary industry. During this period, California saw the arrival of a growing number of American settlers, traders, and explorers. The Mexican-American War resulted in Mexico ceding California to the United States as part of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. California's annexation by the U.S. occurred at a pivotal moment, as gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill in January 1848, just days before the treaty was signed. The discovery sparked the California Gold Rush, one of the largest mass migrations in world history, as fortune seekers from across the United States and around the globe rushed to the area. By 1852, the state's population had swelled from a few thousand to over 250,000, and cities like San Francisco and Sacramento were transformed into bustling urban centers. The influx of people also led to significant hardships for Native Californians, who faced displacement, violence, and disease at the hands of miners and settlers. California's rapid growth during the Gold Rush led to its admission as the 31st state of the Union in 1850, as part of the Compromise of 1850. In the years that followed, California transitioned from a mining-based economy to one focused on agriculture and industry. The fertile Central Valley became the state's agricultural heartland, with wheat, fruits, and vegetables becoming key crops. Meanwhile, the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869 connected California to the rest of the United States, facilitating the transport of goods and further encouraging settlement. The late 19th and early 20th centuries saw California diversify its economy further, with the rise of oil, manufacturing, and, later, the entertainment industry. The discovery of oil in Southern California at the turn of the century helped fuel industrial growth and urbanization, particularly in Los Angeles, which would soon become a major American city. Around the same time, the fledgling film industry took root in Hollywood, attracting filmmakers and actors from the East Coast and turning California into the entertainment capital of the world. California was hit hard by the Great Depression of the 1930s, but the state rebounded during World War II when it became a critical hub for the defense industry. Aircraft production, shipbuilding, and other war-related industries flourished in cities like Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco. This period also saw massive population growth, as millions of Americans migrated to California in search of jobs and a better life. In the 1950s and 60s, California emerged as a center of technological innovation, particularly in the region known as Silicon Valley. Early pioneers like Hewlett-Packard and Intel laid the groundwork for what would become the global tech industry. This innovation fueled unprecedented economic growth, transforming the region into one of the wealthiest in the world. Simultaneously, California became a hotbed of social and cultural movements during the 60s. From the civil rights movement to the free speech protests at the University of California, Berkeley, the state played a pivotal role in the era's political and cultural transformations. The counterculture movement also thrived in San Francisco, where the Haight-Ashbury district became synonymous with the summer of love and the rise of the hippie movement. Today, California is the most populous state in the U.S., with nearly 40 million residents. It is one of the most ethnically and culturally diverse regions in the world, with large communities of immigrants from across the globe. This diversity is reflected in the state's vibrant cultural life, which encompasses food, music, art, and traditions from every corner of the world. California's economy is also one of the most powerful in the world, fifth largest on the planet, driven by industries such as technology, entertainment, agriculture, and renewable energy. California faces significant challenges as well. The state has grappled with issues such as housing affordability, income inequality, and homelessness. Environmental concerns like wildfires, droughts, and water shortages pose serious threats to its future. Despite these challenges, California remains a place of innovation, creativity, and opportunity, continually reinventing itself in response to changing circumstances. The history of California is one of exploration, conquest, migration, and innovation. From its indigenous roots to its rise as a global leader in technology and culture, the state has been shaped by diverse peoples and ideas. Despite the many challenges it has faced, California's legacy as a land of opportunity and transformation continues to define its identity, and its future promises to be just as dynamic as its past. Thank you for listening to another episode of Loopholery, your go-to podcast channel for quick, witty, and insightful takes on random topics, all in 8 minutes or less. Whether we're diving into quirky facts, exploring weird loopholes, or just pondering life's strange questions, we keep it short, fun, and engaging. Perfect for curious minds on the go. Like or subscribe, and get your fix of unpredictable knowledge bites.